Hello, everyone. We'll start right away in English, so there's no confusion about this. We are doing an English live chat for all of our international players. So, hello, everyone. Please have mercy of us. We know we speak like Super Mario. Please forgive us. And I'm Camilla. I am usually the person who answers your social media messages. And tonight with us, we have Rico and Simone from Two Little Mice Game Studio. And then we have Alex Valente, which is our valiant translator, who has to put up with all our, jokes and manner of speech and mannerism and things like that. So if you want to, say, that game is great, usually it's because Alex translated it really well into English. So I'd start with a thank you, Alex, for your work, which has been amazing on all of our Acheron games publications. So do we want to maybe present ourselves a little bit better? I mean, obviously more Rico, Simone, and Alex to, maybe the international audience. We haven't chat with them like with the Italian one. So maybe you want to say a few words to present yourself. Rico.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Rico. I'm one of two of the three from Two Little Mice, because we are actually three. One is me, Simone, and Daniela. That's not here, but usually works at this station, and she's the lead artist of Inferno and Apocalypse as well. And I am the creative director of this project. And basically I am the one talking with the artists and doing all the non-mechanic specific work for this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi everyone, I am Simone. I am another of the Two Little Mice, and I am together with Rico working on Apocalypse, as we worked on Inferno as well. And we basically are handling all the conceptual part of this operation, like what to use, in which way incorporate, the original material into the game and how. But we are not working on the rule set and things like that. That's another man's job. So, hi everyone. I think Alex.
Hi, hello. Good morning if you're Pacific time zone, Eastern. Good afternoon, I guess. My name is Alex. I am native English and Italian speaker. I have been working in literary translation for a while, and I have been working with Acheron, I think, for 3 years now. If you've read any of the early Acheron stuff, it will be my colleague Sarah Jane Webb, who did an incredible job on Brancalonia. Yeah. And then I came in with Inferno. That was my first job, full job with Acheron. And I've been working on it since. I'm not the only translator. There are a couple of other people who work behind the scenes as well. And they work more on the crunchy mechanical elements. But with the quick start, that's usually mostly me.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I'm glad you mentioned the quick start, because I think that will be the center of this live. I think it would be cool if we, pass through the quick start and maybe talk about some of the main points of the game, and also maybe the challenges you faced in translating such a complex work. Because as we said in other social media posts and in our communications, this is based on the Book of Revelation, and so you have to respect the text, but also you have to convey the fact that this is a 5e setting, and so it has to be fun. It has to be a challenge for the players. It has to be a little bit more punk than what the original text was.
Yeah.
And we usually, to sum it up to someone who hasn't read the quick start, we have used the tagline, this is Mad Max Fury Road meets Berserk in a fantasy Italian Renaissance.
That's
Would you say that's a little bit too, I don't know, punk, or maybe it's right? I think
I don't
it's
know.
right.
I feel like the Mad Max Fury Road elements are definitely in there. There's one section specifically in the Quick Start adventure, which is you're just traveling, but everything happens to you. It's like, oh, you just have to get from point A to point B, but everything happens between point A and point B.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think that's
that's
definitely
the basic. Yeah, that's the basic. The basic pattern in every apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic story. You have to get from point A to point B, and you have to survive the travel, the journey.
Doesn't matter how good you are, things
yeah.
happen to you.
Exactly. I have to admit this is not my doing. This sentence was said by Masa, our editor in chief, and so I have stolen it. But it works really well. And Rico, Simone, did you face maybe any challenge into adapting such a strange, weird LSD text, such as the Book of Revelation, into a kind of fun setting full of monsters and battles and characters that had to go from point A to point B and surviving? Because admittedly, into the Book of Revelation, there's really no travels. There's just a strange guy who talks about things that he saw. So
yeah. I think one of the difference that we have been working with Inferno and with Apocalisse is that in Inferno it's a journey. So we have Dante that is start at a certain point of his life, and he goes down through hell, and he also Dante has a clear destination, which is the heaven, the outside. So he has to
absolutely.
do the long way around to reach the mountain. And while in the Book of Revelation is just a vision of thousands and thousands of years all together, and there is a lot of stuff happening. So the first thing that we had to to think about, to manage, was when do we start telling our story and what this is going to be about. And basically what we decided that the most fun part is that time between the opening of the seventh seal. So
Absolutely.
all the seven seal are already open, so the knights, the horsemen are here, and the seraphim are already here, and the well of the abyss is already open, so all the cool stuff has already happened, and the earth is changed into what we call the plane of Armageddon. And we decided that the most fun part is this period between the opening of the seventh seal and the final battle. So the whole theme of this setting is who will win the final battle? Whose side are you going to be on? And it was a bit of a challenge, to when you identify a team inside the text, and you have to match everything with the logic and the dynamics of Dungeons and Dragons as well.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I think we manage, and we are managing together with Mauro and Marco and the other Marco as well.
To Marco.
Yeah. We got two Marcos.
Yeah, but this idea of having the apocalypse as some kind of a Cold War, so you are not in like a never-ending battle, but it's more of a long period of strife when you have the faction that are battling, you have spies, you have the last city that it's obviously it's about to fall, that's Babylon. And we thought it would be very cool to have this Cold War take on something as huge as the Armageddon.
Absolutely. I see that some people are joining us, and so hello to you all. And if you have any questions, just hit us with them. We are here to answer them, and also maybe to show a cover that has been hinted at for all these weeks. So you will see the third and final cover for this project, which is amazing, but you will see. But if you have any question in the meanwhile, just ask them. And you were talking about the factions, which I think is one of the most interesting points of this game, because it's the most peculiar fact about it. I think it's the part that most goes further from the source, because obviously in the Revelation it's just the account of a future vision, whereas in the Kickstarter you already know that you have to decide if you want to fight for the throne, which is the will of the Lord, the abyss, which is the adversary, or be some kind of maniac revolutionary and try and fight for Babylon, which admittedly is a bit difficult, because it's just men against the forces of the other worldly forces. But I don't know, maybe I'm a bit of a romantic, but I think this is the most interesting faction, because it's the one that puts you in the most difficult place, and that's the fun of playing RPGs. It's to face things that you didn't expect. So I don't know, I want to know, what were you thinking about this? And also, Alex, what did you think about it? As a person working on this project, I think it'd be awesome.
Well, there was the main, it wasn't really a translation difficulty. It was trying to find the right text that I could use in English. Obviously, the Book of Revelation has been translated many times. There are as many translations of the Book of Revelation as there are editions of the Bible. So it was trying to find something that would also be free enough to use that we could publish it. Absolutely. So it's a practical difficulty. Because the Italian version is using the most updated Italian language of the Book of Revelation. I was looking for, is it going to be, the King James Bible, which is the one that people recognize in terms of like epic, high-level register language, or is it going to be something that is more, as you would say in Italian, terra terra, very very direct and straightforward, like say like the New International Version, for example. But turns out the King James Bible is free use except for the UK, because King James decided that no, we have copyright, but only in the UK. So we cannot use the King James Bible. So the version that we're actually using for the book, after conversations with Mauro, is the World English Bible, which is public domain and free use everywhere in the world.
Nice.
So any language that looks like the King James Bible is my language, and any language that looks like it's a direct quotation is the World English Bible.
Nice. Good to know. Since we are talking about otherworldly texts, and this stuff really is fun to me, knowing that a translation is copyrighted forever and ever. But since we are talking about otherworldly stuff, Alexandre has a question for us. Where came the idea of the otherworldly class? Because we actually have one of the archetypes of the apocalyptic archetypes is the sorcerer of otherworldly origin. And I hate you for using this word, which has so many L's, in places where they shouldn't be, and I can't pronounce it well, but I think you get what I mean. So yeah, where did the otherworldly origin came from? Where did you get the idea? Rico and Simon.
As for this archetype, is a clear example of how we work. We try to match up the original material, the Book of Revelation, and the D&D classes that we are going to improve with this archetype. Since it's the sorcerer in English, right?
Yeah, it is the sorcerer.
On the English terms of D&D, please correct me if I say something wrong. Has his power coming from his ancestor, a power or his lineage. I don't know how it's called. We thought about what's unique in this setting, what's something that could be immediately clear in this Book of Revelation apocalyptic setting, and here they come, the otherworldly origin. It has a double meaning. It means that in some way in you runs the blood of another worldly creatures. That is a pretty convenient terms, because you can either be an angel or a fallen angel, because they are made of the same stuff. When we look at the original mythology in the Bible, they are the angel that fought against the forces of the Lord, so have the same type of energy, the same type of matter. And so it was very cool for us to have in this group of human someone who share some characteristic of with this otherworldly creature, and maybe you can see as a half enemy. Maybe he's parting, with his origin. Maybe he's part angel and he's part with the throne, or maybe not. Maybe he had this human, entirely human growth, and he decided to use this power that comes from the other worlds to help the last human resistance, which of course everyone is rooting for the last human resistance. It's the most desperate one, so we are, of course, interested in their fates.
That's very cool. I think it's one of the coolest archetypes we released so far. I mean, this is my personal opinion, but obviously all 4 the archetypes are really, really cool. It's just a, sorcerer.
I personally prefer the Furioso, because it's basically a guy with a big sword that is charging an unspeakable monster without any regard for his life. I really like this kind of post-apocalyptic theme.
And trinkets, like gold? No. I don't want gold. I want things. I want tiny little things.
Yes. I want story to tell. Some favor on some story to tell someone when he came down to the tavern. I know there would be one tavern in Babylon. I slay 1,000 forces of the throne. Okay.
It's always cool with the Furioso, because we have this picture of our Furiosa, which she's a warrior fighter with a very broad sword. If you have seen her, she doesn't wear any armor.
But if they haven't seen her, I think we can share her. Yeah, I will share her. Give me just 1 second, and we will share her.
And she's called Nerissa. She's a pre-made character you can use in the quick start guide. And she wears this bright Renaissance clothing. Here she is. And we always think of her as someone who was, alive in the 16th century. And then the apocalypse came, and she were like, oh, I need my... right, Armageddon.
I was training for this all my life.
Yeah. I would someday use something like that, because it shows something that you you have the guts to take apocalypse this way. It's a pretty bold reaction to the end of the world, to wear this kind of clothes.
I will.
While you were resurrecting, I studied the blade.
Yeah. And Alex, so I think Rico and Simone, their favorite is the Furioso or Furiosa, obviously. That's clear. My favorite is the Sorcerer.
College of Revelation.
Rico's the Bard. So please say that your favorite is the Rogue, so we can make a party and find a master and play this game.
I mean, I feel like Daniela is drawing these characters for me specifically, because I look at the character designs and it's like, ooh, hot, ooh, hot, ooh, hot.
She does that.
So my sad little baby boy Bard is my favorite character design, but I think in terms of abilities, the Wormwood Spectre is definitely something that is like, what if the rogue,
so cool.
What if the rogue can create its own sneak attack every time? Because
exactly.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I mean, it's we are ready to play, the quick start live for all of our audience, and yes, we just have to find a master. But I think I have a person in mind.
Hey.
But you have to be the rogue. You have to be the rogue. If you're not the Wormwood Spectre. It would be sad. But I want to just
Maybe the
answer
one
a
with
couple
Spectre
of the
died.
comments.
Oh,
no.
She died
No,
already.
why? No, why?
just
Not
came
even
back
this.
like. Just now.
But we got a couple of comments and I'd like to answer them. So Seth asks us, since we were talking about the Bible, if we did mention this edition.
We did not mention the
Douay-Rheims
Douay-Rheims.
Bible.
The Douay-Rheims, it was an interesting story behind it because the King James revision borrows from the Douay-Rheims, and then the latest edition of the Douay-Rheims borrows from the King James edition. So it has a similar type of language. So I am drawing inspiration from both the King James and the Douay-Rheims. But as I said, like anything that looks like the language used in the King James or the Douay-Rheims is mostly my translation because of copyright issues. Anything that is a direct quote is the World English Bible.
Okay, perfect. And we have a question about the title. Paul Henry asks if the name will stay Apocalisse. Yes, it is Italian. You are correct. The name, as it was for Inferno, Dante's Guide 12, in which the first word is in Italian, the title. We prefer to keep it in Italian, so it will be Apocalisse, John's Guide to the Armageddon. So it will be in a double language, and I think it sounds really well. I think it sounds really cool. But I don't know if
Also
it's not.
We want to keep our, in some ways it's going to be an Italian inspired or an Italian game like Inferno. You will see that our Babylon, as you can see from the Kickstarter, is actually
Florence.
Somewhere around Florence.
Hey, Florence is indeed a fallen city. Florence is bad. I grew up near Florence. I know this.
And as we know people from Florence, we want to know that it's not really properly actually Florence, because we know that they tend to get angry really quickly. So Florence is fine.
I mean, the people of Florence stood against the forces of the end of the world.
That is a very Florentine reaction of like, it's the end of the world. It's like, so?
Okay. I just built, a couple more buildings on top of another, higher walls. You wake up. I'm ready.
And that's my problem because
and also we will have the horseman war who lives inside the Colosseum in Rome. So there's another Italian horseman for you. It's actually like Roman soldier. It's like that kind of stuff. And we wanted to kind of keep this Italian vibe throughout our games. So we started with Inferno, and then we are going on with Apocalypse, and we are staying in Europe. We are talking about things we know and stuff we like. So you will see that also the art is pretty heavily inspired by the Renaissance painting you will find in any Italian city and churches, etc. So we'll find angel dressed in classical, Greek or Roman armor, etc. That kind of stuff that we used to see on Sunday when we were little guys
in church.
I wanted to add something to Paul Henry as well. While the title of the game is Apocalisse, and it will remain as the setting of the world is Apocalisse, but any time that the apocalypse happens in the text, so character origins, backgrounds, any references to the events that happened, those are all referenced to as apocalypse, because that is the name of the event. Apocalisse is the name of the setting.
Exactly. It's just the title of the setting. We wanted to, keep also some kind of continuity, as Rico said, with Inferno, Dante's Guide 12. So, but in the text, obviously, we don't use the Italian word because it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make absolutely sense. And also, just apparently, Alex, you are not the only one who has a crush on Daniela's paintings. But I mean, we all do so. And Seth also, when we were talking about Nerissa, it's absolutely appropriate because the attire of Nerissa is heavily based on the Landsknecht, and I probably butchered that pronunciation. I'm sorry. And
not pronounce.
And so that was part of the inspiration, and also the Cavalieri di Ventura, which are the rogue fighters in the Renaissance in Italy, roaming through the state and just making war. So that's
also there she's of course there's a reference to the Orlando Furioso,
absolutely,
to Furiosa from Mad Max, which was the everybody thought we took the name from Mad Max, but it was actually a reference to the our Italian paladin or knights.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it works also as a bit of a link to the Furiosa, which is such a good character. I mean, it's nice to be linked to that. And if you agree, I think it would be nice maybe to take a look into the pages of the Kickstarter all together, or maybe you'd like first to quickly look at the pre-generated characters. What would you think would be best?
I think the quick start might be easier just because we mentioned this whole thing about the setting being very Italian and Eurocentric,
Absolutely.
and we can show Fabio Porfidio's map that clarifies that point.
Yeah,
absolutely. Just let me check that I have uploaded the English version because I don't want to show the Italian one. Yeah, exactly. That's the primarily the reason why I want to show the English one, honestly. Okay, and also the double page, perfect. Okay, here we are. 1 second. And okay, do you see it?
It's loading. There it is.
Nice. Okay, here we have it. This is the quick start. Also, just to let you know, if you still haven't downloaded this and after seeing it you are like, I have to have this in my life immediately, just go to the website that we will write in the comments, which is www.acheron, which is spelled ACHERON.it/Apocalisse, and you'll find everything you need to download it. So this is the cover, which is again Daniela's doing what she do best, so monsters and fighting.
And we always like to remind people this one on the cover is the Archangel Michael, basically the Archangel Michael, and he's actually something like 4 meters tall, something like that. So it helps to know that to
put everything in scale.
The red dragon in scale.
4 meters is about 13 feet tall.
Yeah,
exactly. And also, I think these looking through the quick start will be interesting also to answer Paul Henry question, which is I'm interested in the scenario or campaign that might be written for it. I think that the adventure might be a good starting point for talking also about this, which is actually a pretty important point in the manual that we are about to release. And thank you, Paul Henry, for your kind words about the art. Daniela is really amazing. But actually, this is not. This was Daniela, the cover, and Daniela obviously is the main artist. But we also have many other talented people working on this. This is, for example, a design by Francesco Biagini, which did some of the monsters that you'll find in the quick start and in the main manuals. And this actually scares me a lot, like a lot.
I always like to say Francesco is the only black and white artist that we have inside our game in Apocalisse. He is not going to be a major part because the book, of course, are going to be full color for the
Absolutely.
most part. But we love working with Francesco, and these are all original pieces. These are all analogic painting. I don't know how to say, but he does that with an actual pencil. So this is not digital art. That's,
Right.
this one is actually a tetramorph. I don't know. It's the correct. Yeah.
I thought that just was asking about the cover, but maybe I'm wrong.
On the cover, that's the Archangel. It's what we call a seraphim, and so this is an angel with 6 wings, roughly 4 to 5 meters tall, and it's basically made of light and fire, as you can see. And the other one, it's a tetramorph. That's an angel with 6 wings, also pretty big. You can see the base of a column next to him, so it gives you roughly an idea of. And that's the tetramorph are kind of, sentinels that are around the mountain of the throne. So they are like they walk with these big wings, and they are searching for intruders. So it's pretty scary stuff.
May I say that the scariest part of this?
It's that there are several of them. It's not
just exactly.
It's a lot of them going around. So.
Absolutely, that's what scares me the most. I was about to say that it's
that's a biblical beholder, basically.
Nice, that's a nice analogy. And then, of course, we have the table of contents, so the people that have worked on this. So if you want to know the names, they're there. So we have obviously a remainder of the cover, the introduction, which explains what Apocalypse is in brief. And that's basically what we were talking about. So the period after the actual opening of the seals, but then before the final battle that will decide the fate of the world, basically. Then Armageddon, the first chapter, and then we have the end of times. I think that maybe I have a version that still didn't have the map of Fabio Porfidia. So let me open it, okay, and just show it, because I think it's too beautiful not to actually share it. So just give me a second and I will show it to you, because it's too beautiful to let there.
I think
Seth is a person that really knows its Bible, I think, and that's exactly the figure. Just condivi schermo. Finestra. Dov'è? Aspetta. Just give me a second. It's such a big map that sometimes it takes a bit of time to actually upload it.
I really recommend, like, anyone who's looking at the quick start to open it as a double page spread, because most of the images do bleed onto different pages, and the map specifically is just a wide double page map, and you will recognize most of the topography on it. As we said, it is very I think it was last week in the Italian live discussing this, which was like, the entire world has changed, but Italy has remained. Italy got a bit squished.
Yes. Italy's not very, very far from an apocalyptic land. I mean, we don't need much.
We are naturally resilient to any change.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can see the four symbols of the 4 portions that the horsemen of the apocalypse have appointed themselves to rule over. And then I don't know if we can zoom in at all.
Yeah, we can. Absolutely. Just tell me where you want to zoom.
The center of the world, Florence, as
course,
everyone from Florence knows. So the city of Babylon, which in the text is called Babylonia. We are keeping the Italian name, much like we did with Inferno, where we kept a lot of the Italian versions of names just to tell people where the text is coming from. So it's not that we don't know that it's called Babylon, we're just choosing to call it Babylonia. But it's that Babel-looking structure in the center, more or less between Florence and Milan. and just below it is the Colosseum, the seat of power of the Horsemen of War.
Yeah. And which you can see depicted by the sword, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we have also this is obviously death, and these are
that's basically in I think it's in Valencia.
Yeah.
And it's you can see like the Strait of Gibraltar and the Herculean pillars have been closed off, and that is where death now has domain.
Ice has been frozen by death.
Exactly.
Power.
This is the antagonist's, den, and it is into the depths of the sea.
Abyss. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have the domains of conquest, which is the first horseman that's been released by the seals. As you can see, also Fabio Porfidia, which is the artist that made this map, also added some details that remind the power of the horsemen. So, for example, Conquest has the lightning bolts, and so you can see them in the map. And then
very cool, like yurt looking, almost like Mongolian setup for the horseman's seat.
Yeah, Rico, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mongolian archers and riders were the main inspiration for Conquest, for the design of Conquest.
As the text says, that came an horseman, and it was given him a crown and a bow, and he came to conquer all the land. So obviously, the first thing that we thought when we thought about someone on a horse shooting his bow and conquering all the land was, of course, Genghis Khan. So for us, the analogy with the Mongolian, which are known as the best, horsemen / archers, was pretty,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, Paul Henry has a great eye, because the guys from Brancalonia had a hand on this map. Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely the same guy. It's Fabio Porfidia. He also did the maps of the Circles of Hell. So he's our cartographer. He's an exceptional artist in this craft. And so, yeah, it has definitely the same hand. And Luca, no, you've not missed the cover reveal. You are still in time. We're just looking through the quick start before revealing it to the whole world. I cannot wait. Honestly, I'm itching to reveal it soon. But and then there's someone asking what happened to the UK. The UK.
What is happening to the UK? That is a good question.
It has a bit of a...
We always say that obviously Brexit didn't work out. In this setting. So that's the way it is. But because it's in the text that the heart shrinked, that we have lost like 1/3 of the sea and 1/3 of the earth, and so it only made sense for us to collapse the island inside the plane. And of course, Italy, being a peninsula and not being an island, was
you can see the island.
Yeah, we can see that also Greece was spared, so it's not like...
For me, the really impressive feats is Sardinia and Corsica, which are absolutely untouched by the apocalypse. The island which remain in the exact same. Maybe they are a little bit bigger. The only piece of land that gained land in the apocalypse.
But it's the Mediterranean diet. That's
it's stronger.
Being alive.
Well, it's the independent movement of both Corsica and Sardinia. Like they will not be part of the continent, no matter what happens. They will never join the continent.
They're just
pushing
from Genoa.
Not exactly. Not even the domains of death can arrive into Corsica and Sardinia.
And I think it's funny, as someone is mentioning, that Corsicans will resist everything. This is something that we did on purpose. That actually Corsica is not in the domain of war. It's not on fire. It's
that's true.
It's
I didn't see that. I didn't see that at first.
We thought that Corsican were not going to be set on fire.
That's
And then
nice.
we have in the lower corner,
Yeah.
we have the domain of famine in the center there with these scales. And the behemoth, which I have not had the pleasure to translate yet, but I know the name, and it is mentioned in the quick start. It's this giant dinosaur rhinoceros thing.
Yes.
And just below is the throne, the seat of the Lord's faction.
Where all it's green.
Yes.
But is
Yeah,
it?
Oh, okay, yes.
Apparently.
Apparently.
I'm trying.
Yes.
Apparently. And then we have also the beautiful engravings by Fabio Perfidia on the side of the map. Just here we have more the angelic, the throne side, and as we get to the other side, we have the abysses creatures and the beast, the monsters with 7 heads. And I think it's always amazing the kind of little details that he is able to add to the maps.
It's actually you cannot see them even in the quick start. You have to really print out the map or to part to the Kickstarter, obviously, to have a really big map, because the amount of it's really hard for
Yeah.
us to to even open it on Photoshop and to
And
edit.
as Rico spoiled to us, to you, because that's a spoiler, but you will have some kind of way to have this amazing map in a poster format.
It's an easy spoiler.
Yeah, it's
You know,
you
I
don't
know, I know.
make a map like this to keep
I'm
it.
just teasing.
Yes,
I'm just
to hide
teasing.
it.
But how will you get it? You will get it if if you follow the Kickstarter page, which I am going to share right now because I'm shameless at this. And if you are between the first persons actually backing the project, you may get a chance to have this beauty hang onto your walls. Otherwise, you may lose it. Who knows? But I mean, the early birds are the ones that have the best food. That's all I can say. I mean, that's a saying in Italian, but I don't know if it's a saying in English.
It
So
is.
I'm
The
sorry
early
for
bird
that.
catches the worm.
Ha! I knew it. But I said it in a very much worse way. And okay, let's get back to the quick start. So this is the map. We can close it. Do you still see the quick start?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So
Nice.
we have a presentation of the end times, and these are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse we were talking about. So this is war, and as Rico and Simone were saying, it's heavily inspired on the Roman centurions. So we have the Roman sword, the attire. Then we have conquest, which is inspired by by Gengis Khan. Then we have famine. Famine we haven't talked about style-wise, I think, which is mostly Egyptian, right?
Yeah, it's mostly an Egyptian. It has some Turkish feature, like the this kind of turban that is typical of the
Janissaries.
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 Janissaries. I don't know how to
Here we
pronounce.
are in love with the Janissaries attire. We really
Yeah, it's
we put it in all our game and stuff. We really like
yeah.
this idea.
Nice.
And also this idea we started from the sand. So this idea that famine is going to turn everything into sand, because I think this is the cool part of the knights, is of the horsemen, is that we decided to keep them outside of the conflict. So we thought, there is actually a lot of debate about biblically speaking, about, are the horsemen creatures of the Lord, are the horsemen evil creatures, because actually they came at the opening of the first four seals, so they are part of the plan of God's plan, as everything and everybody else, but they are kind of evil. Of course, they are bringing war and conquest and famine and death, so they are perceived as evil. So we decided that the best way to deal with this is that they have no part in the war. They are simply avatar of all the evil of the earth. So they are the incarnation of war, of conquest, of famine, of death, and they are here to bring, their to fulfill their mission. So war is not going to stop until the world is on war, and the famine is not going to stop until everything becomes and everyone is laid, to starvation, etc. So they are like they are against each other. I think that's pretty cool that they are, they are coming from the four side of the world, and they are, conquering and destroying and killing everything and everybody on their way to the final battle.
Yeah. Alexandre asked when did come the idea of the appearance of Conquest as a Mongolian warrior. And I think, Rico, you said that it was while reading the text, actually. Yeah. So the text of the Book of Revelation inspired you to look at archers and warriors on horses. And so the Mongolian Empire just came to mind to Daniela as a cool reference.
And also both the Genghis Khan and the Mongolian and the Roman Empire are two, I think, of the greatest examples of great unstoppable armies who have conquered the whole world. So it only made sense that they were the war and the conquest.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I absolutely have to share this because this is really funny to me. Obviously the tone is pretty different from Good Omens in the sense that we don't really see these as in any way comical. It's adventurous, it's post-apocalyptic, but as a lover of Good Omens and Terry Pratchett's work, I think that if you want to put some kind of quote to Terry Pratchett, no one will be offended by it. I mean, if you want to play it with a little bit of Terry Pratchett references, everyone can do whatever they want at their own table. Just don't expect to find them into the text, because I think this is not pretty funny. I mean, unless I have lost some of the Good Omens references you put. In that case, I'm ashamed of myself, and I'm sorry.
No, Sir Terry was abused during the making of this translation.
Seth also mentions Attila the Hun as maybe a possible inspiration for Conquest.
This is talking about comical stuff. This is something that we are not going to dive into tonight, but Attila is it's something extremely comical for an Italian for a number of reasons. So the reason you probably won't find Attila in a serious context is that there is a pretty famous comedy here in Italy based on the life of Attila. So it's something that we, in our DNA, I think we automatically associate with something. So it's pretty much.
If you want to find out more about Attila the Hun in a comedy setting, try Brancalonia. Also, yes.
One of the main.
I think we actually have an image that was inspired by Attila, the Italian movie version. It's as Italians we just can't do it. Oh yeah, Seth says that his wife is from Napoli, and so he also has Brancalonia. Thank you, Seth, for playing our games. And so you can understand the reference that we cannot use Attila in a serious setting, because for us Italian it would be just too weird. Yeah. In the meantime, I just wanted to share that we've been live for quite a while, and while I love sharing, the quick start. Oh no, the map was here. Oh, it was. I'm sorry. Okay.
If you're watching this in European time, it is the end of a Friday evening. It's been a long week for everyone.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but we had the chance to see it in a bigger version, so you can say that. Please be kind to me. Please be kind to me, and thank you, Simone. Then I think that since we've been live chatting for a little while, maybe we can decide when to take a bit of a break from the quick start and share the new cover.
I think
it's about time.
Yeah, I think so too. Just because as Alex said, it's Friday night, and I don't want the people to go taking their aperitivo without the cover. So
come and see.
Exactly. I think I will share the mock-up because I think it's a beautiful way to make it look the best way possible. So I'm presenting it. 1, 2, 3. And here it is. And I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's one of Daniela's most haunting pieces. Those eyes are really strong. They really have a strong look. And so I hope everyone will enjoy it as much as I and as you do, I'm sure, because this will be the cover of the Book of Revelation, which is a reprint, obviously, of the original text of the Book of Revelation, which will be, as we did in Inferno in Italian and in English, but it will also be into its Latin version. So you can also see it in the Latin in the Latin language. And I think it really completes in a beautiful way the three books that you will be able to get with this quick start with Kickstarter campaign.
Do you want to show the comment from Seth?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is so Revelation is the official title of the book. If you look at any index or table of contents for the biblical books, whenever you quote from the Book of Revelation or the Apocalypse of St. John, it will come up as Revelation. It's never referred to as the Apocalypse of St. John. The Apocalypse of St. John is the name that people have given to it, but it is known as the Book of Revelation. So that is the official name of the book.
Yeah, but Seth also immediately recognized who was the person depicted on the cover, which is absolutely the Virgin Mary. And that's absolutely correct.
Of the Virgin that St. John have, and she's I think this is one of the this was a difficult piece, a difficult artwork for Daniela because it's centered on the eyes of this girl, and Daniela tried to put as much symbols as possible, and of course to draw this figure that we cannot really tell her age, her nationality. She has some mixed traits, and one of the things I like the most, of course, apart from the this aura, this halo that's made from this solar eclipse that we constantly have in the Armageddon. She also has these fiery wings that you can see in the full artwork. She has basically wings made of fire, but she's also very cold, and since she's depicted wearing a crown made of stars, Daniela made these stars and actual constellations, so not something abstract like star-shaped stars, but actual stars that revolves around her she's actually the center of this universe, who is of course is dying. So I like it very much, but I don't know if you also have the full version. Of course, the full version it's
let me check. I think I do have the we have a question for the while I search for it, you may answer to this question.
I don't know the answer.
I don't know. No. I absolutely don't know the answer.
I think
should be the one to answer this.
Okay, I will try to answer it, and I'm sure that someone will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I think that all the books will be also available singularly as an add-on, and as such, I think you may be able, obviously doing some kind of pledge, to add the book as an add-on. But yeah, I think you, and I'm sure that it's you are asking this because you want to pledge a full package and then gift the Book of Revelation to someone. So it's a perfect solution, right? No, I don't know if I have the complete version, Rico. To be honest, I'm looking for. I should have the. I have the triptych of all the free books, but I do not have the full version. But if you have it, please share it so that I can put it.
I should be able to share it.
Give us the picture. Give us the picture.
Not easy.
And here she
but
is.
now this does also explain a lot of Italian jokes that have been made about this book. Oh wow!
So you can see the wings in all their fiery glory.
I love it.
Sorry, the only thing that comes to mind is La Madonna, and it's just like
That's
right.
Yeah. For our English speaking audience, I think that you can maybe try and translate it as like in the name of the Virgin, something like that.
Are we allowed to swear on stream? Is that okay?
I don't know. We're talking about divinities. I don't know.
Oh no, it wouldn't be blasphemous. It would just
be. Okay.
It's like holy F or holy S. It's the closest thing to like La Madonna. It's like holy.
Yeah. I think that's the best translation possible. Yeah. And no, I think Daniela, as always, every time she gives us a new artwork, there is something even better than the one before. I think this is really, really cool piece. And
I can say that we have a lot of surprises from Daniela regarding the stretch goal that you might find in the campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Daniela, and also we have a Grim Moon Studio, and they will give you a lot of monsters for the stretch goals, but we have to reach them. So go follow the campaign and see what we can reveal. We are doing so many jokes on the reveal stuff. We always use we will reveal things. I think I won't be able to use the word reveal anymore after we have done with this campaign.
It's all about revealing stuff and something being the end of the world. So exactly. The whole campaign is about
the end is nigh, the campaign is nigh, and everything is going to end. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all like this. We only talk in riddles now. We only talk in verses of the apocalypse. And I think Rico, I think I will share the free covers all together so that they can see the final effect of the free covers that I think really is amazing. Just let me share the screen. But yeah, I showed the comment of Paul Henry before because holy cow makes me laugh, and I think it's a nice translation.
Holy cow is an interesting euphemism, and I will not get too far into it. But
that's
and these are all the free covers together.
Holy cow!
I mean, yeah, holy cow. Holy cow indeed. And the monsters we were talking about, they will be all in this central book, which is the Monsters of the Armageddon, which as of now already contains dozens of new monsters that you may use at their full potential while playing Apocalypse, John's Guide to the Armageddon, but that you may use also in other campaigns of yours, because they are monsters. And so if you want to use them in other 5e campaigns, nobody is going to stop you.
No one is going to stop you. No one can ever stop you. Forever, perpetually, and irrevocably. No one will ever be able to.
Exactly. 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 That's exactly that. But yeah, no, we actually we strongly suggest to, pick your favorite monster from the apocalypse and just throw it against your players while you are doing a campaign. And we have people rightly laughing. I agree, just I agree. And
Speaking of
so yes,
monsters,
yeah. Speaking
do
of
we
monsters,
want to show some of the monsters that show up in the quick start?
oh yeah, we want.
I mean,
Just give me a sec.
Biagini's work on one of them, and I can't remember who did is it Daniela? Is the big one at the end?
No,
I don't want to spoil it.
Grim Studio. It's
Grim
Grim
Moon Studio,
Studio.
okay.
Yeah, I will show that immediately because I think it's cool.
Oh, and there is also two angels when talking about the factions, I believe, by Ivana.
Yeah. Just give me a sec, and I will go to the right page. I'm sorry, I have so many images open. My computer is like, what do you want me to show them? Please tell me.
Spoil everything.
Okay.
Spoil everything.
Exactly. So these are the angel and the fallen angel that you were talking about, I think,
Yes.
Alex. And so, yeah,
And
these are
specifically by Ivana Abatem, if you want to follow her on Instagram.
Exactly. She's so cool. And then these are the marks. So this is the mark of the throne, and this is the mark of the abyss. And, the marks together are what circles into the Omega, which is the logo of this setting. And the mark of the abyss has a fun story, but maybe we'll keep that for another time. People of the Apocalypse, we have a bit of the main archetypes.
It's always fun to be credited in a book with a gospel writer and Gustave Doré in the same text. It's just
I also want to share something because the credits, I don't think the credits are translated, but I want to share that anyway, that Saint John, the evangelist, is marked as additional text.
Yeah. And also additional illustrations by Gustave Doré right next to it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's additional art. It's two people. Yeah, we did that with Dante's also. It was fun. And so after the what?
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, it's funny because it's true. You're right, Rico. So this is one of the monsters, actually. It's the champion of war, the horseman. So,
you don't actually encounter this one in the adventure as written, but it is one of the creatures that you can.
Luckily, you.
Yeah, exactly. But you may, as Alex was saying, you may meet it in the actual setting, and you can fight him. But I don't highly recommend.
I mean, you can.
You can.
You
try.
want to?
Yeah. If you have a death wish, maybe you want to. So we have the scenes of the adventure. So as you can see, it's pretty long and well detailed. So it's pretty. I think it's pretty nice for a very quick start to have such an adventures. These are made by Francesco Biagini.
The goats.
The goats. Yeah.
It should be like Dungeons and Dragons has Goblin and World of Warcraft has that frogs, them frogs, and we have the goats. I think this is good. This have to be like I want people to make plushes of the goats. The goats demon.
The goats are there specifically so that players don't feel bad about going full murder hobo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Goats demon are like you will encounter several hundreds of thousands of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they still are like higher than you and completely crazy. Just go around, try to bring as much chaos as possible before the last battle. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Oh, they will. And this is the monster, I think, that Alex was talking about, because this,
Yes.
it seems good. It seems like, oh, this is someone that will be my ally. No, it won't. It won't in any shape or form. It will kill you. It will hunt you. So it's not good. I want to
It will
underline
not
that,
kill
to
you
highlight that.
if you do exactly as it says
Yeah.
in every moment.
Exactly.
You may choose not
Yeah,
to.
because exactly. Maybe, it is beautiful. And so you are instantly drawn to the eyes, to, the lion mane and such. But then you look further and then you see, the tail, which is actually a snake. And then you say, uh-oh, this is not good. This is not a friend. And this is actually kind of scary.
This monster is actually pretty, I think, spot on, based on the description of the ride of the Seraphim made in the books of Revelation. So, the Seraphim rode in battle on this. And it's pretty, I mean, it's exactly as it's described in the book. We do not add anything to this design.
Exactly.
And of course,
someone in the comments is asking, oh, that's not a pet. No, that's not a pet. That's not a pet in any way.
There might be some ways of maybe making it a little friendlier. If you play through the quick start, you might find out.
Yeah.
So you have to go download it.
Yeah.
I will put the link, just because I am a friendly person who wants everyone to download free stuff. And there's people asking if we plan to have a BTT option. I don't think we still. I think that will be a nice question to ask to Mauro and Marco, which are our crunch guys, on our next live on Friday. Next Friday, we will do another live, and we will have an answer for that in that moment. You will see again my face, so I will remember the question. There's a lot of people very happy about the goats. I don't know why.
The goats are great.
I don't think so. I do not agree. Then the Murlocs.
The Murlocs are the World of Warcraft goblins.
Nice.
The cannon fodder.
Yes.
Yeah, and Seth also remembers Goatlings by Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. Then we have a nice question from Irene that says, if you were to make a movie on Apocalypse, which actors would you choose for sure to play in it?
Sean Bean, because he dies.
No.
The first one, Sean Bean
and maybe also Bruce Willis, who also dies.
Yeah.
Any actor that has a tendency to die a lot in films probably would show up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think if we want, to be pop and relevant into the pop culture now, I'd love to see Jenna Ortega from Wednesday doing the Wormwood Spectre. I think she would be cool.
Very good idea.
We also have the dream cast of Ana de Armas as the Furiosa. So
I don't know. I think
we have a pitch.
Yeah, she would have to get a little bit more muscular to do the Furioso, but she would be cool.
Oh, someone is suggesting Pedro Pascal, and I'm wondering if Sad Baby Boy Bard could be a Pedro Pascal character.
No, I think he would be a sorcerer.
I honestly, from Daniela's illustration, I was thinking something more of an Omar Sy or an Idris Elba. I feel like Omar Sy playing was playing Bishop in X-Men Days of Future Past, has like the same hairstyle with the locks.
That's true.
And I wouldn't say Pedro Pascal as the bard, maybe Diego Luna. Diego Luna in his Andor incarnation for the bard.
The bard is obviously a Mads Mikkelsen, I think.
You know what? There is a character in the quick start who could be a Mads Mikkelsen. I think the bard is a little bit younger.
Yeah.
I agree.
Steve Buscemi.
But it's a dream. Steve Buscemi. Yeah, it's true that he often dies.
Steve Buscemi would be a great Metatron, the voice of God. And you imagine Steve Buscemi with golden wings on the throne.
Like, I don't know.
Hey, come and see. Come and see.
Interesting take on the card.
I cannot unhear this. Now it will be all written in Steve Buscemi's voice. No, yeah, Bruce Willis just actually says the guy from Die Hard, but doesn't die. No, I mean, he dies a lot, but in other movies, not in the Die Hard. In the Die Hard, he actually lives. But Matteo actually posed a really important question. If every dead person comes back, how many Sean Bean will be there around during the apocalypse?
Oh. Maybe the goat demons were Sean Bean all along.
Yeah. A lot of goat beans.
Just because I know that karma works this way, Sean Bean, we love you. Please, if you are watching this video, we want to do a movie with you. Please don't think that we actually think you are a goat. We love you.
Could be goat in the greatest of all time, still a goat.
Yeah, still a goat. Albeit a little bit less frightening than our goats, but you're right.
I just remembered that Steve Buscemi is famous for being in Spy Kids and having that incredibly hard line of, do you think God stays in heaven because he lives in fear of what he's created here on Earth? So I think he's a good Metatron. He's just like looking up, do you think God lives in heaven?
My God, that would be so amazing. I truly hope karma this time works and Buscemi's agent is watching this live. I don't know. Maybe he's a D&D player or she is a D&D player. I don't know. But it would be fun.
How do you do, fellow demons?
Oh God, this is funny.
I think one thing, being a little more serious, one thing that is different in the Apocalypse Quick Start from the Inferno Quick Start is there is no map, there is no set location, like visual location for the Quick Start in Apocalypse, and that's because there are multiple locations that you travel through and that the players have to travel through. There are very distinctive visual descriptions of the places that you move through, but there is no the Quick Start gives you the option of extending the game a little bit longer, so you can create your own dungeon at a certain point. You can create your own like landscape. It's almost a hex crawl at some points if you want to make it into a hex crawl, but there is no like direction or indication as to what kind of like visual landscape you're using through. Like you have all the descriptions, you have all of the setting, but you don't have an actual location, and that is intentional. I feel.
Absolutely.
Simone and Enrico can correct me, but
yes, 100%. The plane of Armageddon, as we stated several times in the Quick Start and in the lives, it's a very strange land. We witnessed so many catastrophes, and we not dwell into the concept that space and time are not 100% correct in this land, of course. So we prefer just to let the imaginations of the players and narrators run wild when they are in a land filled with volcanoes. I don't know, when goat demons sprawl through the earth, and when you walk, there's this beautiful scene. You have angels and fallen angels fighting in the sky, like kilometers above you, and parts of it and raining upon you, fire and heavenly fury. I don't know. So this is the standard. This is when you walk. When nothing's happening, this is happening. It's visually very, very interesting to imagine this otherworldly health.
I think this discussion is very interesting also to touch a very important point, which may start from Paul Henry question. So are we planning to publish a full campaign? Actually, no, we haven't talked about it during this live. But as Rico, I'm stealing words from Rico and Simone from one of our previous Italian lives. It would actually be pretty much impossible without doing like 1,000 pages volume to do a campaign that may follow you as you choose to serve the throne, you as you choose to serve the abyss, and you as you choose to fight for Babylonia. So the short answer, maybe not really, but we will give you all the instruments you need to actually prepare a campaign of yours. Right, Rico and Simone?
Yes.
I think it's we if you don't know me and Simone, we usually don't make game for 5e. We usually have our own system, so we are game designer of other stuff, and when we do 5e, we are not as experienced as we are able to to make all the crunchy stuff.
That's why we have also Mauro and Marco, which aid you doing this part.
But we like to to make the whole concept of the game and of the books, and we like to start from an idea of how you should play the game, what kind of experience should you experience playing the game. And when we thought about Inferno, the first idea that we have is that you have to mimic the the journey of Dante through hell, so that for us the main idea was, okay, you have to go from A to B, and live all through all hell. And so it made sense for us to write the whole campaign, to write all the character, all the encounters, all the stuff. And when we thought about Apocalypse, we thought that the fun part is to choose a side, meet people, and change your mind, and try to live your last days, and really it's going to be a different experience, and it's not something that we were able to do, or I think it's possible to do, to make a complete detailed campaign for such a high concept. But what we are going to do, we are going to give all the instruments that you need, all the NPC, all the monster, all the encounter, all the seals. You are going to find the 7 seal. They are scattered across the Armageddon, across Europe, and you have to find them, and you have to interact with them, and the way you interact with them will change. Will change the map, will change the what's happening, and will change your chances to win the final battle. So you will have some kind of guidance. You will have really all you need to build your campaign, and certainly I can say you will not be left alone. You will not have some kind of setting that you open up and you don't know what to play and what to do, because the setting is very specific. You are at a certain point, and time will pass, and you will have to find the seal, and you have to choose a side, etc. But you will not have the a whole campaign, in the sense that you have all the quests written as you have this first one of the quick start. I don't know if that cover ups everything. It's
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of 5e books that do use like the multi-faction track tend to, you have to ignore some of the more obvious, like, oh, but what if I join 2 factions at the same time?
Yeah.
What if I change factions midway? And there's like already like you have to choose, you stay in one track and you follow the one track. So having that for 3 major factions that lead to the final battle would not be feasible in a text like this.
Yeah, we could try and do, as I was saying, like 1,000 pages for volume, but then it would be a bit difficult to do a Kickstarter campaign for that.
You could make it into a visual novel adaptation and have 3 anime adaptations afterwards, where you follow each faction to see which story you're going through.
We would be,
Robert
open
Rodriguez,
to have a
if
conversation. Yeah, as Just was writing. Yeah, I mean, we are open about any conversation, since people seems to be really passionate about this movie comparison. I think it would be very cool if anyone working in cinema is watching us. Please feel free to reach out at our emails and social media profiles. We are here. we want to talk to us, please.
Notice us, senpai.
Exactly. I think we touched all the main points of the Kickstarter, and there's this very important message here at the end. But then again, I think the best way for you to have an idea of what maybe this setting is to download it and read the text, in your own time, and see what kind of setting, what kind of feeling we want to give you with these books. Also, I was reading the comments. I understand what you are saying, Paul-Henri. As a DM, obviously, one is drawn to adventures, maybe ready to play when someone doesn't have the time to plan one. But we can assure you that I think it kind of builds itself, in the sense that you have to follow what your players do. You have to prepare the obstacles for them, but it's very story-driven, I think.
This is exactly what I was going to say myself. It's this is not ready-made, but this will definitely help the players make their own decision and go to certain NPC. You will have, for example, ideas for quests, just short ideas, like things that you can do to help the throne, what kind of stuff you can do in Babylonia. So you will have this kind of hints. And if your players are really, the kind of players who wants to do stuff, I think you should have no problem running this kind of game with very little preparation. If on the other hand you are looking for something that's really story driven and really everything ready, and you have those kind of player who just are kind of laid back and want you to tell a story, this might be harder to put on the table, of course.
Yeah. And then obviously you also have all the encounters and monsters ready. So you in the second book you will find all the statistics you need for any encounter. So I think that's a big help in the moment you are trying to envision a campaign, because if you have all the encounters ready with all the statistics and all the the peculiarities that each and every monster and encounter may have, I think that's a big relief into planning a campaign. I mean, I think so. As my personal opinion.
Camila, do you want to drop a reminder as to when the Kickstarter campaign opens?
Absolutely. It will start on the 15th of February, so in 12 days. Ooh, it's so near. I'm a bit scared. The end is so nigh. It's very, very nigh. But no, we are very excited about this, and yes, in 12 days you will have the chance to see all the Kickstarter campaign page and choose wisely. But I think that I may have convinced all of my colleagues to maybe reveal some pledge beforehand on our social media pages. So I think I'd like to share some of the pledges that one may choose from the campaign. The first seal won't open on the 13th, Paul-Henri, but that would have been cool. But no, everything will open on February the 15th, because we want everyone to spend a nice St. Valentine and then spend all their monies on Apocalysse. No, it's just that we like the idea of starting in the middle of the month, exactly in the middle of the month.
Yeah, but also not right before St. Valentine. That could be a bit of a problem for someone who wants to have
a nice dinner.
Extra money for discount chocolate on the 15th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were singing the Italian live. I don't know if it's an English thing also, but basically, I think it's a marketing idea, but it's fun. If you don't celebrate St. Valentine's on the 14th, you celebrate San Faustino on the 15th, which is the patron saint of the singles.
There is a Chinese day, which is Singles Day, but it's the 11th of November.
Oh,
so
we
that's,
may unify them. I think they would work well together.
because it's a double 11. It's 1111.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's so true.
The more you know.
May I plug an event?
Absolutely.
I'm actually running the Quick Start at Terminal City Tabletop Convention. It's going to be in a month. If you happen to be in Vancouver, British Columbia, you can come along and play the Quick Start live at a convention.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be amazing. I think it will be the first live playing of Apocalypse in the world, because I think it will be played by people online, but I don't think there's still a live event, so yours will be the first. That's very cool. That's very cool. And then also, I think that maybe some people from I think there's a lot of European people now, but I think maybe Asian and Americans, in the sense of South Americans and North Americans, will see this live maybe as a as a video later, not live right now. And so if you have any questions that maybe we didn't answer, then maybe so you had some doubts, or some you were curious about certain aspects of the Quick Start, feel absolutely free to reach us on our social media profiles. And we also have a Facebook group dedicated to both Apocalypse and Inferno. And so if you have any questions about them, I think that's the best place to, come in and just say, hi, I want to talk about Apocalypse. We will be there. Absolutely. And Alex also will be there. So you will, maybe if you want, Alex sometimes answer some questions, maybe maybe also about the translation. I mean, it's kind of a fit to translate a product like this. So I think it would be interesting to start a conversation about that. And but I think we touched all the main points. So we remembered that the campaign starts on the 15th of this month. So in 12 days, we looked through all the Quick Start. We showed the third cover and all the three covers together. We also hinted about the fact that there will be an early bird, and you will want to have it. So believe me when I say that. And remember to check the campaign, and maybe just subscribe to the pre-campaign page, so you will receive an email just as the campaign starts, and you won't lose anything. And I think we said enough that Daniela has done an amazing job as a main artist, and also Fabio Porfidia as a cartographer, and also Alex Valente as a translator. So kudos to you. And I think that since I've almost locked you in here live with me for an hour and a half, maybe you want to go have dinner, Rico and Simone, and maybe Alex just wants to go on his day without us nagging him for stuff. So I think this will be the perfect time to, if you agree, say goodbye to everyone. And also, I just want to say that if someone's live and want to rewatch this, we will share this also on YouTube, so it will be easier, to look and to rewatch. So thank you again, Rico and Simone, for sharing your knowledge of this setting. Thank you, Alex, for being an amazing translator. And we have hi, everyone. Have a great apocalypse. We surely hope so. And the seals will open on the 15th of February. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great night.
Thank you, Camilla. Thank you, Rico. Thank you, Simone.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.